Good morning, welcome to Tim's Off Grid. So I've got a Kioti CK20S HST, and I'm replacing the forward and reverse pedal because right underneath there's a piece of linkage that goes from the pivot portion right here and connects right there for forward and reverse. The new pedal looks like this, and here's the linkage that broke right here. It was welded at the pivot, and it's lodged right here right now, so I got to dislodge that at the same time I'm trying to do all this. All right, so step one is there's a little pin here with an Allen key that holds the pedal in place. So you want to remove your rubber pad here and then get your Allen wrench and remove this pin. Once you remove that pin, it slides right off and comes right out. All right, so that's that. Now I've got to get this piece right here that's lodged, dislodged. I'm gonna pull the pin out and pull it out the back. So that's where we're at. And I'll pause for a second while I dislodge that and move it out of the way. There's just one more step I forgot before you pull it off. So you've got this 12mm bolt and that half moon bracket that holds it in there too. So that's got to come off. All right, so now I've pivoted this piece up. So I'm going to remove that cotter pin. And then there's the broken piece that's lodged right there on the side. So that's the broken piece that's lodged. That's not supposed to be there. That's supposed to be going straight up and down. So that's what I got to get out. All right, I need both of my hands to do that. All right, now with the broken piece rotated, that's what it looks like. So I got it rotated straight up and down. I'm gonna pull that cotter pin out and get the broken piece out and take the pin out and then put the new one in. All right, that's what it looks like. You've got your cotter pin, your washer, and the broken bracket removed. So that broken bracket came straight off the bottom of where we pivot. And again, the brand new one looks like this. So you see how easy all this is so far. So don't get stressed out. When this breaks, it will break over time. This is one of the weakest points in the drivetrain. And this is the upgraded part number, so hopefully this one will last a lot longer. It dropped right into place, no big deal. All right, and I went behind this wiring harness when I dropped it in, and then as you can see now, I just got to push this back on, and you see how easy that was. And then we're going to throw the washer on, and then throw the cotter pin in. And my tractor's been down for 2 months, like all of summer, while I hem and hawed about where I was going to find this part. And it was like that Michigan tractor website. So that's how hard it was. And then I ordered on a Monday. It came Wednesday or Thursday. So it was no big deal. All right, I need both hands to get that cotter pin in. Be right back. All right, after you got that on there, magically, it's all working again, and you can see the linkage right there. And from underneath, forward and reverse are working again. It's like a miracle. I haven't had this stuff working in 2 months because of my procrastination. All right, gonna put this one in, and then I'm gonna put the bolt in with the retaining bracket. There was a slight mistake I made in my excitement to put this back together. Make sure this is rotated up so that you can thread the plug back through there. If you put this on there and start rotating it, that rotates and you will have to take it back apart. And that's what I just had to do. I want to add too that you have another set screw right back here behind the pedal. Make sure you can see that. There it is, right through there. And then you can play with an Allen, lining this hole up as you put this on, but you're going to have to play around with it because there is some movement. And then once you've got that set, go ahead and take your Allen and stick it into the set screw, so to speak. It is tapered, so it's going to guide everything into alignment as you put it in, or it should, needless to say. Really hard to do with one hand, but yeah, it's going to take some finesse and a little bit of patience to get that line back up. Yeah, just remember, put your retaining bolt and bracket and it'll hold that cylinder in place, which is your pivoting point. So you put that in there, so this stops moving about, you know, it's whichever axis that is, in and out. Maybe I call that the x-axis. So you hold that in place, and then you keep working until you can get that in. And then last thing, we're going to come back in and reattach that for forward and reverse. And again, it's easy as it was the first time before it took apart. And just the technique I use on Allen wrenches is I just take a combination wrench and I use it on the Allen wrench or hex wrench to multiply force here, so don't tear up my hands. Alright, so you get that on there, you can rotate. Remember, don't over tighten these, you don't snap any of this stuff off. Alright, that looks good, and I'll just put the pin and the washer back on. We're gonna call it done and get to work. Alright, so put the pin in the washer right on there, and that is it. And we're gonna call it done. So here's your broken pedal, and here's its single point of failure, that weld right there. We got the new pedal on, and everything is mechanically working properly. The other thing I wanted to point out is tools. This is a tool set I bought in 1994 when I joined the Navy. I'm just missing 10mm and 10mm here, and a couple of these. But I'd say this is pretty impressive for keeping track of this stuff for all this time, and obviously you accumulate more stuff in there. But again, here's a part number. T2360-3115. The original part number was 3114. I believe they changed this to a 3115 for added strength in that weld, etc. Because there wasn't too much welding on this one here. If you look at that new one, it has a lot of weld to it. This one looks like it was only partially welded on the rear, like kind of tack welded when you look at some of the stuff. Alright, the new one is way better, I hope. And then put your pedal cover back on. But that's it. Please like, share, subscribe. But again, this is what we were working on. My Kioti with backhoe, loader, bucket. So thanks everybody, appreciate it, and we'll see y'all.